And it was actually a lot easier than I thought.
And look at how excited and happy he is. Zoom in on the happiness on that guy's face. Coach Greg, and today we're going to find out just how much an 855-pound deadlifter can bench press. Obviously, to deadlift 855, you have to have superior genetics. And this guy, he's admittedly not natural. He's taking turkesterone and MK677.
Now, obviously, I'm on MK677. I'm doing my second cycle now of MK677.
But 855 is still an incredible number. And get this, he's only 19 years of age. 19 years of age. But with an 855 deadlift, how much can this guy bench? And keep in mind, this guy is a solid 200 pounds. Many people could train their entire life, not get to 200 pounds. This guy's 19 years of age, already 200 pounds, on MK677 and turkesterone. But how much can he bench press?
Now, I've been playing around with bench press like every once in a while. Like I do it as like an accessory for bodybuilding, but I'd never do it in like a strength aspect. I'd never like try to max out my bench press.
And so he does the bench press in order to build muscle, but he's not 100% dedicated on making it a priority for strength.
So Greg, you can definitely react to this video.
And so I'm here to react to the video.
You guys might be extremely underwhelmed by the amount of weight I'm going to be able to push today. But I've already done the squat video. I've already done how much I can conventional deadlift. Now it's going to be how much I can bench press.
And so genetically speaking, he has longer arms and longer legs, which obviously makes it harder to bench press. You're not going to bench press as much if the bar has to travel a long distance. We can't expect he's going to walk out and bench press 500 pounds, despite the fact he can deadlift 850. He is not Larry Wheels. Larry Wheels is a taller guy with long arms, long legs. He can bench press well over 600 pounds, probably deadlift 900, maybe even more. But that's Larry Wheels. Larry Wheels has been training for a long time, one of the strongest human beings on this planet. And so Tyson deadlifts almost as much as Larry. But how close is he to Larry in the bench press?
I know for a fact with someone with long arms, long legs, can deadlift a lot of weight, especially sumo deadlift. Like that's literally the key to having a big sumo deadlift.
Okay, he just said it's literally the key to having a big deadlift is to have long arms and long legs. But he got it halfway right. I'm not shitting on him. I'm just correcting him here. Having long arms makes it easier to deadlift, but having long legs makes it harder to deadlift. And so the fact he has both long arms and long legs makes it that much more impressive that he can deadlift 855. Just think of it. If he had shorter legs, the bar would in fact have to travel even less and he could lift more weight. What makes a big sumo deadlifter is in fact long arms and a short torso. If your torso is shorter to the ground, you don't have to lift the bars far. Having short legs is in fact going to make it easier. Imagine if his legs were half as long. The bar would only move a few inches. He'd probably lift 1,000 pounds. It would be like doing rack pulls. And so no, having long arms and long legs are not the key to having a successful deadlift. And in case you're wondering, I broke world records in both the bench press and the deadlift. And everyone says it's because I have short little T-Rex arms, making it easier to bench press. But then why did I deadlift so much? If I had short arms, longer arms would give me an advantage in the deadlift. But I set records in both. And so just because you aren't genetically built perfectly to do good in a lift doesn't mean you can't train, perfect technique, and get good at it.
But I also have been off MK677 for about 1 month now.
That is a great idea. Way too young to be on MK. He does not need that. That is a banned performance-enhancing drug. It would give him an unfair advantage to other people he's competing against. And in doing that, he switched back to turkesterone, which is a natural supplement. It will not cause you to fail a drug test in a powerlifting or Olympic lifting competition. And in saying that, I don't think anyone at this age should be using turkesterone or any supplements. You're too young. You are going to make gains without it. Look at this guy, 855 pounds. Imagine he took nothing. No MK677, no turkesterone. He'd still be lifting what? 750, 800 pounds? It would still be amazing. Still better than 99.999% of this world. And what is wrong with that? How is that not enough? Plenty of time in his 20s and 30s to start using supplements and other stuff if he chooses to go that route. Please don't put so much pressure on yourself to improve at exponential rates when you are young. When you're young, you already have enough natural testosterone in your body. You have newbie gains. You have plenty of muscle you can put on. The gym will be fun no matter what. You don't need supplements. And although I'm selling supplements, including turkesterone, I'm not telling the youngest people that just started lifting to take them. You don't need it, and you can do it without it, and you will make more than enough gains to be satisfied. But please don't compare yourself to other people. If you compare yourself to the freaks, the genetic elites, the outliers, guys who can deadlift 855 pounds as a teenager, of course you're going to be disappointed. Of course you are. If you look at Chris Bumstead, check out his physique, or other IFBB pros, and you compare yourself to them, well, no wonder why you feel small. No wonder you feel fat. That is a normal thing to occur. You're comparing yourself and thinking, I don't live up to that. How could you ever live up to the best physiques in the world? So compare yourself to yourself.
I think I'm gonna move up to like just straight 225. I'll probably think on it for a minute. But if I'm gonna go from 175 to 225, I don't wanna waste any energy if I'm going to.
Okay, quick tip here for when you're going for 1 rep maxes. You don't have to think that you can only do 1 or 2 lifts and that you're gonna tire yourself out. He's scared to go from 175 to 225 without another jump because he doesn't want to tire himself out. He could very easily go 175, then 205 before jumping to 225. Smaller jumps are in fact better. All too often people make big, huge jumps. They'll go 225, then the bench 275. You haven't even done 255 yet. Work your way up. So if you don't know for sure you can bench 225 with ease, don't put 225 on. Do 205. If that's easy, yeah, 225. But if it's hard, 210, 215. You can go up by 5 or 10 pound increments on a list. And don't worry if it's tiring you out. Rest. If you're tired from a 5-second rep, what the heck are you doing wrong? Your anaerobic alactic energy system doesn't run out of power that quickly. A 5-second bench press, rest for 3, 4, 5 minutes, and you're good. It's not going to take away from your 1 rep max after that. But what it can do is prevent injury. Is it not smarter to take your time, warm up properly, and not get injured attempting a 1 rep max? How many times have we seen people tear their pecs benching ultra heavy weights? Remember Ryan Cowley?
Got 225 on there. I hope it moves well, because if it doesn't, I'm gonna have to roll it down and like tear my quad pretty much to get it off me. So let's just hope to God that it comes up.
And so yeah, if you are nervous and you're not sure you can get it, rather than having the cameraman holding the camera, you set the camera down and have them spot you. We don't want a pec torn. We don't want torn pecs and injuries just to make videos of people doing their 1 rep maxes. And the 225 looked easy to me. Very easily could go up by 10, 15, 20 pounds on his next attempt.
And it was actually a lot easier than I thought.
And look at how excited and happy he is. Zoom in on the happiness on that guy's face. He is ecstatic. He benched 225 and he's more than happy with it. It's already made his day. This is from a guy that deadlifts 855 and he's still excited because he's bench pressing 225. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter if you're doing 105, 205, 405, 705 on the bench press. What matters is, are you setting a PR? If you're doing more than you ever did, it's going to be fun. So you don't need to rush and get into PDs in order to set PRs all the time. If you're lifting 1 more pound than you did right now, it's fun. Whether that's a 200 pound bench, a 300 or a 400 pound bench. So rather than taking PDs, just slowly make progress, make PRs slowly, keep improving, and you will love to train.
I think I could go up. You think I should? Like 10 pounds. Well, like 10 pounds maybe each side. I think I can do it.
And so the 225 looked easy to me. If he feels he can do 245 with no problem, go up to that. If not, then just go up by 5 or 10 pounds.
Got it. I don't know how I did it, but honestly, I feel like having the Olympic 10s on there made it feel lighter.
It's funny what young people say. I don't know how I got it. Well, you quite literally got it by being strong enough to lift that weight. You have been bulking, you are 200 pounds. Why couldn't you get it? 245 looked very hard, but you may have been able to do 5 more pounds. Don't suggest you do it. Look close enough to your max. Why need to? But my opinion is this. Rather than going for 1 rep max, why not go for rep maxes? I always did rep maxes. Rather than doing a 1 rep max, I would do a 10 rep max, 15 rep max, 20 rep max. Put on 200 pounds and see if you can get it for 10 reps. If you get it 10, next time try 11. You don't have to go for 1 rep maximums all the time. That is in fact dangerous. Much safer to use lighter weights and do extended repetitions. 185 for 20, 135 for a set of 40. On a breakdown, I'm going to do 41 this time. That is fun. That is a PR. That is a personal best. When you set personal best, you are going to like it. Dopamine is released. You're going to say, wow, that felt good. I did the best I've ever done. Doesn't matter what it's in. Doesn't matter if it's in lifting weights, running, cycling, swimming. When you see improvement, you're going to be motivated to keep going. That's why people diet. They crash diet. They look in the mirror. Wow, I'm so much better. Look at how my physique looks. I lost 2, I lost 3, I lost 5 pounds this week. And then they're further motivated to keep dieting. Every week, week after week, they look in the mirror. Wow, I'm leaner. I see a vein. I see a striation. Then all of a sudden, you can't lose any more weight. You feel like shit. You've over dieted. You've lost all your muscles. You look in the mirror. You can't keep getting leaner. You're starving. Then you gain the weight. You look in the mirror. And you're like, I don't like this. No more dopamine. You quit the gym. You feel fat. You start eating Haagen-Dazs and chips all the time. You forgive yourself because it's the time of the cold. You gain 50 pounds. Then you watch Coach Greg and he says, hey, 150 minutes of cardio a week. Get my freaking cookbook. You're full, happy, satisfied. Then you try it and you lose the weight. Then you watch other people say, oh, to put on muscle, you need to bulk and then cut. Coach Greg says maintain. Coach Greg's an idiot. Listen to me. 46 years old, done 59 bodybuilding competitions, over 70 powerlifting competitions, been lifting since I was 10. Masters in kinesiology, trained, coach thousands of people. Wouldn't I know, of all the people, wouldn't I know what it's like? Wouldn't I know what it's like to diet, to train, to bulk, to cut, to maintain, all of this? Or are you going to listen to people in their 20s that tried it once and they have a theory, but they look better than Coach Greg? Oh, he's better looking, taller, has more followers. How does that matter? It doesn't matter. What matters is that the information makes sense. And so I'm telling you, don't start using PDs when you are a teenager. You are going to make the gains without it. Dopamine will be released, make you feel good every time you see improvements. And then you can no longer sustain them. Training will not be as fun anymore, and you may in fact give up. How many times have I seen people get into bodybuilding, powerlifting, all these competitions, and a few years later, they've given up. They don't care. They could care less. So before making a lifelong decision to use PDs, think, are you actually going to do this forever? Is it worth it? Is shortening your life worth it? Ending it here. GregDoucette.com for coaching. Greg Doucette, IP Pro. Please watch the Boops. Harder than last time supplements, including the Turkesterone. Don't get it if you're a teenager or too young. You got plenty of time to make the improvements. You don't need it right now. Save it for later. Cookbooks, of course. Click the link in the description. Training plans, training books, all kinds of stuff. Click the link in the description. Until next time, I'm out.